How's it going, everyone? We are coming up on the end of April, and with the beginning of May, that obviously means a batch of new PlayStation Plus Essential titles. Want to go over the games that I would love to see as a part of the lineup. Last month, we actually hit one of the games right on the head, Sackboy: A Big Adventure. However, what I didn't like about Sackboy: A Big Adventure is they rolled out the game as a part of PlayStation Plus Essential and Extra in the same month. I get it that sometimes is going to happen, but what I would prefer to happen is the games not being in the literal same month. Like, if you were going to offer a Sackboy: A Big Adventure in the month of April, why not wait a couple months before you roll it into PlayStation Plus Extra as well? That's how I would have done it. Nevertheless, we've got a batch of new games to go over that I would like to see as a part of the service, so let's get right into it, and let's start things off with Sifu. I think this would be a great addition to the service. You know, it's a game that they've been updating quite a bit, and it's gotten better and better, but at this point, it is north of a year old. It was received really, really strongly, and one of the most surprising receptions to a game that I can remember in quite a while, in terms of it being a lot better than people were expecting. And I think people were expecting it to be fairly good. It was done by Slowclap. They did Absolver, which was an interesting game and did have a combat focus, but definitely had its shortcomings. Sifu is a stylish yet gritty beat-em-up featuring visceral hand-to-hand combat in a contemporary urban setting from Slowclap, creators of acclaimed PS4 fighting game Absolver. Sifu follows a young kung fu student on a path of revenge, hunting for the murderers of his family. One against all, he has no allies and countless enemies. He will have to rely on his unique mastery of kung fu to prevail and preserve his family's legacy. Again, really strong reception in this one. Typically goes for $39.99, does go on sale for cheaper than that, but I think, you know, offering that as a PlayStation Plus title would be fantastic. Next up, I'm just gonna give this game a mention every month until we actually get it as a part of PlayStation Plus, and that is Dreams. What are we doing here, man? How is Dreams not a part of PlayStation Plus yet? We're already hearing about this game's support coming to an end here pretty shortly. Like, the game's still gonna be around. You'll be able to check out the Dreams creation, but Media Molecule is going to be moving on to a different project. Who knows what that's going to be, but initially it seemed like Dreams was going to be a game that they would be updating for a lengthier period of time. I mean, it did come out back in, I believe, 2019 or 2020 is when it came out of the Early Access program. Nevertheless, never saw a release in PlayStation Plus Essential, never got added to PlayStation Plus Extra. One of the bigger fumbles that I can remember. This is a game that is driven by community. You want to get as many people playing it as possible, and then hopefully word of mouth will spread it even further beyond that, but we just never did that with Dreams, and I just thought that was a complete misfire. Let's get that fixed up ASAP. Yes, the game's support is going to be ending soon, but why not give it one final push by adding it as a PlayStation Plus Essential title, or at the very least, drop it on Plus Extra next month. Like, I think that would be something that would really be advantageous for the game, so hopefully that does happen. Next up, Streets of Rage 4. This is a game that was available on Xbox Game Pass a while ago. Wasn't available on PlayStation Plus, but I think there would still be a lot of happiness to add this game to PlayStation Plus Essential or even PlayStation Plus Extra. It is obviously a throwback beat-em-up fighting game, but it also does have a very modernized look to it. It's got a great art style, and it's ideally a game you would want to play with a friend, so if you're offering it to PlayStation Plus, you know, with that multiplayer focus, your buddy would be able to check it out as well, and you can jump into it together, and who doesn't like a quality throwback beat-em-up title? I think that would be a pretty solid addition. Next up, another game I would like to see. This is available on PlayStation Plus Premium, and the next two titles that I'm going to mention are a part of the various other tiers, but, you know, it's a reality. We have to accept that that is going to happen. Dishonored Definitive Edition, however, I think would be a great addition to PlayStation Plus Essential. Now, this was a game, Dishonored itself was a PlayStation Plus title on PlayStation 3 probably over a decade ago. It seems like Bethesda is still down to roll out their games on various PlayStation Plus services, so why not add Dishonored Definitive Edition, a game that, you know, is available on Plus Premium, but Plus Premium is a service that a lot of people are not checking out. Plus Extra seems to be the tier that a lot of people are settling in, and even if not that, probably Plus Essential. Dishonored is a game that often goes on sale for the $5 range, so what kind of value offering is that? Not a crazy value offering, but the game itself is very, very good, so offering that as a PlayStation Plus Essential title, I think would actually get people excited and hopefully would get them to check out the game. You know, Dishonored is a game that came out back in 2012, and there's probably an audience of people that never checked out Dishonored 1 or 2, so why not get them into Dishonored by offering it on Plus Essential? If nothing else, it's a pretty nice game to get, even if it's not the main game for any Plus month. As a secondary title, I still think it could be pretty good, and it's a game that I loved back when I initially played it all the way back over a decade ago, and it's wild to think about that the game did come out well over 10 years ago at this stage of the game, but, you know, typically goes for $5, so offering it as a Plus Essential title, I don't think is too big of a stretch. And then lastly, this is available on Plus Extra, but I would love to see it as a part of Plus Essential. Final Fantasy XII The Zodiac Age, or honestly, even Final Fantasy X 10-2 HD. Final Fantasy 16 is coming out. Yes, I know that the games are all standalone, but why not offer a Final Fantasy game to at least get people into that Final Fantasy mood? I think offering a Final Fantasy game in June would be kind of a misfire, just because the game would be coming. The game would be added right before the release of FF16. If you're familiar with Final Fantasy, these games are gargantuan in length. Final Fantasy X or Final Fantasy XII would both be great offerings. 10 would obviously be the 10 and 10-2 HD collection. 10-2 is a title that people have their various opinions about. I wasn't a big fan of it, but Final Fantasy X is still an all-time classic in my opinion. It was an early PlayStation 2 game, so obviously it shows its age, but I think anybody can really get into the story of Final Fantasy X. It's got a great cast of characters. The sphere grid system I think is great. The battle system, you know, pretty good turn-based battle system. Fantastic soundtrack. That Final Fantasy X battle theme is still absolutely tremendous to listen to, and it's a great game. Final Fantasy XII, on the other hand, I remember back when it came out in 2006, it was a game that at that time, people were not super into that battle system, and there was a lot of elements of Final Fantasy XII that people were not all over. However, I think age has done Final Fantasy XII a lot of good in the sense that people looking back, and especially people playing this refined Zodiac Age version of the game, I think enjoy it a lot more and realize that Final Fantasy XII is a darn good game. Sure, it has one of the least compelling Final Fantasy main characters in Vaughn, but you could even say that Vaughn's not really the main character and the main character is Ash, but, you know, you don't need to get into that debate. Vaughn's just a little bit of a bland main character, but the overall story, world, and narrative of Final Fantasy XII is relatively strong. I think the battle system is something that people can get into these days. It plays kind of like an MMO, and yeah, there's a ton of content in this game. Like, if you tried 100% Final Fantasy XII, pack a lunch because you're going to be busy for quite a while. It does go for $49.99. Even when it goes on sale, it's $24.99, so offering that on Plus Essential would be great. And again, while it is in Plus Extra, you guys know how Plus Extra works these days. The games can get rotated out with Plus Essential. If it's in your library, as long as you're a Plus subscriber, it's there for you to own. So there is some value as far as that's concerned. And what I just asked for is the game not to be offered in the exact same month. Like, that's a little bit wild. But nevertheless, that'll do it for me. Again, I think I ran down some games that would be great additions, but not too crazy. I can understand if you think Sifu is kind of a tall order ask, but that game came out all the way back in February of last year. It's a game that is at a budget price point. I think it's fine. Dreams, no-brainer. Streets of Rage 4 would be great to see that. Dishonored, another title I would love to see, and FF12 or FF10. Both of those would be quite nice. That's going to do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.